What's going on, everybody? This is Tamir once again from Emailonomics, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you the 7 best ways to segment your email list. Okay, and you're going to have to do this if you want to be, sending out efficient and effective email and SMS campaigns for that matter. All right, so let's get into it. Those are the 7 best ways, and segmenting your audience is again crucial for sending out successful campaigns frequently. Right, the keyword is frequently, as it allows you to tell your message to specific groups of people who are more likely to relate and engage with your content, right? And we'll get into the specific groups of people in a bit. By dividing your audience into segments based on engagement and customer behavior, you can create targeted marketing strategies that will get you higher conversion rates and better results on your campaigns, right? But by not segmenting your list, not only are you missing an opportunity to send, frequent personalized campaigns, right? But you could potentially fatigue out customers with broad generic campaigns that only promote flash sales and so have you, right? Like imagine if you were hosting a dinner party and you serve the same meal to everyone without considering their dietary preferences, allergies, or taste preferences. Like for me, I only eat halal food, right? So, and some people are gluten free, some people are vegan only. So you got to cater to each dietary preference, right? And if you don't, some guests may leave feeling unsatisfied or even uncomfortable, and some may never come back again. So, in a similar way, it's not the exact same similar way, but it's the best analogy I can put it. By sending out generic campaigns to your entire audience without segmenting, you can risk alienating certain groups who may not find your content relevant or interesting, or you could even risk them unsubscribing or even worse, reporting you as spam, right? So this is the equivalent of, you have a restaurant and you have a guest coming in and they leave unsatisfied. And not only do they leave, but they even go on Google reviews and just tank your reputation, right? So we don't want that whatsoever. And the final point on this is, just as a tailored meal makes for a more enjoyable dinner party, segmented campaigns ensure that your messages resonate with the right people at the right time. So let's get into the segments now. The very first one and the main one you want to be sending out to are the engaged segments. And these are people that, have opened your email, clicked email, have been active on your site. They viewed your product, meaning they're actually landed on your product page. They've, they started the checkout or they placed their order, and the amount of bounced emails is less than two overall time, and they're able to receive email marketing, right? And the way you want to chop this up in terms of time periods is you want to make each engaged segment for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, and 180 days, right? Each. So you're going to need to make 5 of them. I even forgot to put 120 days down here, but you get the point. And the kinds of content you can send out to them. Let's say you have a new product launch coming up. So what you could do is you can hype them up for it. So not only could you send this out as a campaign, but you can build it out as a sort of sequence leading up to towards the product drop, right? But it's highly recommended to send this out to an engaged segment for sure. Of course, you can send out holiday promos, sales, events, anything of that nature. This is your BFCNs, Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July's, Mother's Day. I know that's coming up soon. Father's Day, anything of that nature. You definitely want to send those kinds of campaigns to the engaged segments. If you want to introduce a referral program, you can certainly do so. It's another idea. Giveaways, gift cards, blog articles, stuff that educates your readers, gets them to learn more about your product and why it's even uh, why it's even beneficial for them to use it, so on and so have you. If you have any announcements like new products, or if you're celebrating, the company's anniversary, that could be a good thing. If you want to introduce any bundles, maybe test out certain offers, you can certainly do that as well. New arrivals, again, same thing that ties into the product launch, pre-launch, that kind of thing. Or maybe you want to just send some information on how you make your products, right? So the final point on engaged segments is, if you're not sending out email campaigns consistently or even frequently, um, and you're now just starting to send emails, what I would recommend is you take it easy and go slow and test and measure with 30 days first before you send out to the entire, or not entire, but before you send out to people that have engaged within the last 180 days. The reason for that is because you want to establish a strong domain reputation, starting off small and then work your way up. And as you build that reputation over time, you start to send out to more people and to more of a broader engaged list. So as soon as your email metrics meet certain benchmarks, you're good to scale to 60 and then 90 and 120 and 180 and so on and so forth, right? The next one, let me see real quick. Next one, you want to set up a unengaged 180-day segment, or I would even do. This depends on your brand, right? If your churn is lies around like the 90, 120, 180-day marks, sometimes I've even seen 30 days, depending on the kind of brand that you run. But whatever the case, you want to suppress, or what do you call it? You want to define this segment by people that have opened, clicked zero times in the past 180 days, if you so choose to do 180 days. And if they've received an email over at least 5 times overall time, and if they placed zero orders in the last 90 days, and if they haven't been active on site in the last 90 days, right? And the content ideas you could do, there's not too much because, again, you don't want to send too many campaigns, especially to a list that hasn't been active. All you're going to do is just tank down your reputation, right? And you could get open rates as low as 10 to 20% just by sending to this alone. And I think even as low as 5% even. So two things you want to do: you either want to send them a win back campaign, or you just want to exclude them from campaigns. Period, and even look to suppress them if they really aren't active, right? Because if you don't suppress them and you leave them on your list, you can drive up the bill on your Klaviyo, uh, or not Klaviyo. You can drive up the bill on your ESP, such as Klaviyo, and you can be paying a little extra on your bill that you necessarily wouldn't have to, right? So with this segment, you want to at least try getting them reactivated back into their customer journeys with a simple plain text win back campaign. I can't stress this enough. The reason why you want to do a simple plain text campaign is obviously they haven't been clicking on your emails at all whatsoever. And so you want to give these emails the best chance to be delivered to their primary inbox, right? And one of the best ways to do that is by sending out a simple plain text campaign with minimal links and minimal images. I would even put any images, to be honest. But you want to be sending out a simple plain text campaign, and once they reactivate, you can refresh the above engaged segments, update them, and work through this audience that you've won back with content value based campaigns mentioned above, right? So, but if they don't engage whatsoever, you absolutely want to exclude them out of your campaigns and suppress them out of your list to save on your monthly plan. 100%. So let's go on to the next one. Let me. Did I just scroll past one? I didn't. Okay, cool. So non-buyers, uh, people that obviously haven't placed orders of all time. So this is a cool way to send out campaigns to people that haven't bought. It's not necessarily the main portion of of your list, but yeah, these guys they might be on the fence and they just need a little bit more information or a final push to get them over the finish line, right? So things you could do: you can send out any information on new arrivals, any listicles, maybe an advertorial too. You can send them information on why you're different from certain competitors, what your unique selling points are, um, what makes you unique, to put in other words, or if you want to make a sort of us versus them campaign, why us and why not them? That's another good campaign idea you could do. You can answer any frequently asked questions within an email. That's always a good idea. You can answer any myth busters. That's a good idea as well. Then you want to maybe showcase some social proof if none of these do it, right? So success stories, testimonials, reviews. Maybe you want to educate them about a certain problem. That's always a good idea. Um, Maybe you want to bring some more awareness to the product itself, and what it's capable of. Maybe you want to introduce how the product or how the idea of the product even came into be, right? And maybe you want to mention some authority mentions, right? So as seen on Forbes magazine. So yeah, at this point of the customer journey, non-buyers are either problem aware, solution aware, or product aware. In other words, they know they have a problem, they know how to solve it, or they know how to solve it, or they know your product is a solution, but so are others, right? So when I say but so are others, I mean that you may have competitors that offer a similar solution, right? And they're considering different options. So by using the above campaign ideas to remove any skepticism and build trust, it can go a long way in helping your non-buyers cross the finish line, right? So let me just punch into the next session. Anytime now. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Now you can segment your list to existing customers, and these are customers that have placed an order at least once over all time. Maybe you want to send them information how to use the product, guides on how to get the most out of the product. Maybe you want to introduce any bundles, cross sells, upsells to them because they have crossed the finish line. They're not afraid to, they have done it before, so there's more of a likely chance of them fa- not falling, but opting into a bundle or going for a cross sell, upsell. It's a good idea with the existing customers. Maybe you want to let them know that a certain product is back in stock, and you want to let them know that it's time to replenish on a certain product. You can always send them new arrivals. That's kind of the same content idea that's been across all the others, but maybe maybe in a specific scenario you want to send out to existing customers, right? Maybe you want to send them a campaign on a first purchase anniversary. But to be honest, you can do that with just the flow itself. So I wouldn't necessarily do that. But maybe you want to introduce a loyalty program or even a referral program for that matter, right? So the point of this is, they crossed the finish line. They now know, like, and trust you, and it's time to get to buy again. Commit to a bigger order. Remind them when your item is back in stock. Remind them of their first purchase anniversary. Well, I wouldn't put that, but or show them you have a new exciting drop coming soon, right? So, and not only that, you want to show them how to use your product and show them how to get the most of it. It's one thing for them to place an order, but it's another thing to get them to actually use your product or even place another order, right? Let's go to the next one. VIPs, my favorite one. If I can even get to it, there we go. So for VIPs, there's a specific rule set that you want to do for this segment. they're able to receive email marketing or they're not suppressed for email. And by the way, on Klaviyo, it is now this is not different. It should say is able to receive email marketing. They recently made that change, so not to make things confusing, but what you want to do is you want to define this segment as anyone that's placed an order at least 4 overall time, or however you want to define the VIP list. It could be at least 5 times. You could play around with this number, but I generally like to use 4 overall time. I feel like that's the sweet spot in introducing people to the VIP list. Or you can define the VIP list or VIP segment, I should say, by anyone that's placed by anyone's revenue that's at least 4 times your AOV overall time. So if your AOV is like around $50 and the total sales from that customer is like $200, then you can put them on the VIP list or segment. Okay. And with the VIP segment, what you could do is you can let your customers know on an early scoop, or let them know that there's going to be a product, right? And you can get them first in the line through an early launch, early access kind of campaign. Of course, you can upsell them. You could do flash sales. You could ask them for product feedback and survey. That's a great way to number one, get social proof, and number two, find out different ways you can make your product better. You can request UGC content. You could promote your social media so they can stay on the touch between all your different platforms. And maybe you want to send them a customer birthday campaign, or I would even do this on a flow, to be honest. But despite your VIPs being a small portion of your audience, because this segment is going to be small, they are pretty much the darlings of your customer list. And the reason why is because they've already proven themselves multiple times, right? In fact, with one of our CPG brands, just by extending out promotions to VIPs, and actually, I should even mention this here too. Like, you can get them early access to promotions, or you can extend out promotions to a later date, right? So by extending out promotions to VIPs, we were able to do the following for this CPG brand. And you can see that the click rate on these campaigns, even though the total amount of recipients is pretty small, the click rate is pretty good, and the place order rate to click rate is quite literally insane. Some of them was even higher than the click rate, which doesn't make sense. Um, but this is a great way to send out to a, a specific list that packs a punch for sure, right? So definitely segment out your VIPs. And let's see here. Um, okay, here we go. This is also one of my favorite segments to do. This is something you don't do once and just leave it be. This is something you do during any active promotions. So for me, whenever I tend to run promotions that are a week long or so, um, I tend to segment out any non-openers, clickers, and buyers of that of any promotion emails. So let's say I start a promotion on the weekend, Saturday, and I send a campaign out that day, and then I'm looking to send out another campaign on Wednesday. What you could do is you could segment out any non-buyers, right? To you don't want to fatigue them out by sending out the same promotional campaign, especially if they've already bought. So that's one thing you do. Another thing you do is like you could send out 3 campaigns within a promotional week, and in between those 3 campaigns, you could send out a brief, simple plain text campaign towards non-openers of the first campaign to maximize out the frequency while also not necessarily annoying them, and just maximizing the amount of traffic that you get with that promotion, right? So, um, and then with the email content itself, depending on whether they click or buy or whatever, maybe you want to try a different design concept within that promotional week, or test out a plain text email. And this is actually one of those low hanging fruits that often get neglected. In fact, this is one of the ways that I actually beat out one of our brand's BSCM campaigns compared to the previous solution. And the main reason why is because on the Saturday and Sunday, I just sent out an extra plain text email campaign, right, to non-openers, to non-buyers, and we were able to beat out the past BSCM campaign by a significant margin just because of this, right? So by following up frequently, it goes a long way. So, and I think I made this point here again. You have another opportunity to capture the attention, perhaps with a better subject line, and potentially convert them into customers, right? So this is particularly helpful when considering that people's emails habits vary. Maybe you want to send out in a different time of the day too, even, right? Some people, they probably don't check their email during working periods, or maybe they do. It just depends on the person, right? Maybe they check their emails after a long day of work when they get home at 5 p.m. and onwards. Maybe they check it first thing in the morning. So timing is something you want to play around, and you want to test out different timings with frequency of campaigns, right? So, and that's it for that. And the final one you want to do is, let's see here. Final one you want to do is people that have their emails bounced at least over two overall time, at least two overall time. And with this, you want to completely exclude them out of your campaigns. Um, Basically, what a bounced email is when the email is undeliverable to the recipient's inbox, and this can happen for certain reasons. Maybe the email address is invalid. Maybe their inbox is full, although I never heard of that, but that could be a thing. Maybe there's any other technical issues that may prevent delivery. So it's important to monitor these bounce emails because high bounce rates can negatively impact your deliverability and the reputation of your email sender, right? And this can affect the way you send out campaigns towards everyone else that is engaged, or anyone else that's a VIP, or any of those segments that I just talked about just now, right? So definitely want to segment out anyone that has bounced their emails, or not bounced their emails, but any recipient that had their emails bounced at least two overall time. There you go, right? And obviously, regularly excluding these bounce emails out from your campaigns will help maintain a healthy email list and improve the chances of you reaching your customers. It's accidentally paused. Okay. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I've also included a checklist here. I'll probably leave this same document in the description under this YouTube video, so you can go ahead and grab that. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can certainly message me, or even Instagram. Well, actually, no. This would be on the Facebook page for sure. If you're watching there, you can certainly message me or comment down below, and I can send this out to you as well. But as far as that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.